Hello. So today is day 7 of the yoga challenge, and today I've opted to do a gentle yoga routine again that helps me release some of the tension in my muscles. The main reason for me choosing this yoga routine was because I was traveling most of yesterday and I was in flight for over 6 hours, and especially because I traveled during the night as well, where I ended up falling asleep like in a bad posture, like with a bad posture. So I ended up having a lot of tense muscles, especially my shoulders and my neck. So I thought it will be good to do a yoga pose today that will help me release that tension. And also it will just help me relax, especially because I was really exhausted today after a whole day of travel. So I'm looking forward to this practice.
And otherwise, let's just find a comfortable seat, closing the eyes for just a moment. Beginning to take some deep breaths in and out through your nose. Finding length in the spine and just noticing how you're feeling, any areas of tension or tightness. Thanking yourself for turning up today. And then fluttering the eyes open, just make sure that your right shin is in front of your left. And all together, let's inhale the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, sweep them back down. Once more, inhaling arms up. And exhaling, bring the chin down towards the chest. And last time, inhale, arms go up. And exhale, down they come. Good. Now inhale the arms up. And on your exhale, think of lengthening forward as you walk the hands out in front of you. You can let the neck be heavy here, releasing the head, softening the jaw. And then start to walk your hands over towards your right knee and prop them up on fingertips, keeping the left hand where it is. Just reach your right hand back behind you. So both hands propped up on fingertips, one behind us and one off to this diagonal. Keeping your left sit bone pressing down and feeling the length in the left side of the body. Good. Now walking your way back through center, let's roll ourselves back up. And we'll take a little side stretch, leaning the palm or forearm of your left arm down on the mat beside you. And you can add on by extending the right arm up and overhead. And keeping the upper body as it is, just extend that right leg out. Keeping it nice and relaxed. You might need to come up a little bit higher on your palm just to keep that right sit bone down. And then sitting up tall, we'll take a side stretch in the other direction. So right arm comes to the inside of your right leg. Left arm reaches long, opening up through that left shoulder. And then sitting up tall, just so that you can shift your hips slightly to face down that extended right leg. And again, we'll walk our way forwards any amount, releasing the head once more, finding some length in your hamstrings, maybe in the calf as well. Inviting the upper body to drop with every exhale, just that tiny bit lower. Great. And then very slowly lifting your way back up, And before we do the other side, let's just take a couple of windshield wipers. So bringing the heels of both feet to the mat and just gently rocking the knees out right and left. No wrong way to do this one. And setting ourselves up for the second side. So left shin in front of right now, finding length in the spine, pressing both hips down. And again, inhaling to sweep the arms up above you. And exhaling them back down. And two more just like that. Inhaling, reaching tall. Exhale to sweep back down. And last time, inhale, reaching through fingertips. Exhale to lower. And inhale to sweep back up. And this time on your exhale, reaching forward. Think of extending your way out to the wall in front of you. As you find length, maybe releasing down onto the forearms. And if one hip tends to be a little bit tighter for you, this might be where you observe a difference. Maybe folding not quite so low as you may have on the first side. Perfectly normal thing to find out about our own bodies. Now tiptoe the hands over towards your left knee, keeping the right hand up on fingertips at this diagonal and extending the left hand back on fingertips behind you. So reaching, finding length in the right hand side of the rib cage. Think about pressing that right hip, right glute, further down through the floor. And then eventually bringing both hands back together, walking yourself back to center and lifting up. Roll the shoulders back. We'll bring the right palm or the right forearm down beside us. Lifting and reaching through your left arm. Think about opening up through that rib cage. So we're not sinking the left shoulder down, we're lifting it up, maybe even looking a little bit behind you. And then staying as you are with that upper body, extending through the left leg, maybe propping yourself up a little bit higher on that right palm, just to find more space. One more big inhale here. And exhale to straighten your way back up. Palm or forearm to the inside now of that left leg. And side stretch in the other direction, right arm up and over. Again, think of turning the chest up towards the ceiling. And one last inhale, reaching long. And exhale, sweep that right arm up. And we'll shift the hips again just a tiny bit so that we can look down our extended left leg, finding length. And on your next exhale, beginning to fold. And you may hold on, if you'd like, to the leg, the ankle, the foot, or you can just let yourself hang heavy here. And from here, pressing both hands into the mat to walk your way back up. We'll take a few more of those windshield wipers, rocking knees left and right. Shaking that off. And the next time both knees are over to the right, keep them there. You can bring the sole of your right foot a little bit closer to your left thigh, so we're in kind of a zigzag shape. And then finding length again, keeping both sets of fingertips pressed into the mat beside you, noticing if perhaps you feel an internal or external rotation in the hips here. Now bring your left hand onto your right knee to assist you in twisting to look over the right shoulder. Kind of a twisted deer pose modification here. With every inhale, finding space. With every exhale, maybe going just that little bit further. Let's swing our way back through center. Again, just a few rocks here. Letting that go before we do the other side. And once you're ready, taking both legs over, both knees rather, over towards the left, maybe closing up that gap between left foot and right thigh. And facing the chest forwards just for a few breaths here, staying up on fingertips. Before right hand finds left knee, left fingertips behind you to assist with your twist. Initiating this from the hips, from the lower spine. Looking over that back shoulder. Let's take one more inhale and exhale here. Exhale, twisting just that little bit deeper. And then walking your way back to center. I'm just going to turn to the side. We'll come to a half shoelace. So extending your left leg out in front of you, and we'll cross the, right knee over left. And this is another nice example where if you have a pillow nearby, you can prop it up between there, or again, just lift your way up into a seat. So once you have your half shoelace posture, sitting up nice and tall, and then folding over your legs. There is no wrong amount for any of these forward folds. They can be quite frustrating. Something perhaps to learn about yourself here would be to notice whether you're feeling this more in the outer right hip, or perhaps in the back of the left leg. Nice indicators of where our own bodies tend to hold tension. And then planting palms flat to the mat so that you can walk your way back up. We're just going to switch sides. Nothing fancy here. Maybe give the legs a little bit of a shake first. Before left knee comes on top of right or onto a pillow. Sitting up nice and tall, engaging just a little bit through the abdominals to help you lift that half an inch further. And then keeping that length in the spine as you come forwards. Every inhale bringing more space between the ribs, filling the lungs. Every exhale, think about letting things contract as you sink. And again, perhaps here noticing whether the back of that leg or the outer left hip may be more or less sensational for you. And let's come up. We'll come into what is probably my favorite posture of all time, turtle pose, a variation of butterfly. Bring the soles of your feet together and the knees out wide. And rather than being in this kind of typical butterfly with the hips closer to the feet, give yourself quite a bit of space here, shifting the hips back so that you're really sitting up on both sit bones. You can bring the fingers behind you, inhaling to lift the heart, just a little back bend here, arching through that upper spine. Maybe letting the head release back. And on your exhale, very slowly folding forwards. Head hanging in the direction of the feet, and you might have the space to slide your forearms underneath the legs, letting them weigh your arms down. Let everything go here. Let the tongue rest to the roof of the mouth. Let the eyes close if they haven't already. A few deep waves of breath here. And one last deep breath together, in and out. Very slowly, if you had weaved your arms underneath your legs, turn them back to place the palms on the mat. Slide them out from underneath those legs. And one vertebrae at a time, really slowly, rolling your way back up. And finding any comfortable seat that feels nice for you so that we can sway a little bit from side to side, shake things off. And then coming back to center. Observing how you feel in body and mind, and how just a short practice can really make all the difference. And let's open the eyes and all together inhale the arms up last time, and exhaling them back down through heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Wow. So that just felt so amazing. I can't believe how relaxing that feels. And I just felt like all the tension just dissipated away. So even though there wasn't too much of leg work as well, I just felt like my legs were just getting that little bit of work on it that they needed. And also my shoulders and my neck just feel so much better. So again, I'm so glad that even though I was feeling exhausted today, that I still showed up for the yoga practice. So looking forward to tomorrow.